Hey guys, I am trying to pick back up where I left off on my decluttering. I have been trying to film this video forever. I finally was just in the mood and wanted to get it done, so I'm going to try to do it. This is my eyeshadows. I would really like to fit all of my categories into this one video, so it might be a little bit long, bear with me. But anyway, so I'll just go ahead and get started really quickly. The very first category I have is eyeshadow primers, and basically I added this category in at some point. I thought it went well with my eyeshadows, and yeah, I have 4 of them, and I'm not decluttering any of them. They're all relatively new, and I purchased those 2 because I was actually out, and then these 2 I got for free, which I love this NARS, and I've used this before, but I haven't used it in so long I really don't remember if I like it or not. But anyways, those are my 4 eyeshadow primers, and yeah, it's a new category, so I don't have any previous numbers to share, but there we go for those. Moving on. Okay, so the next category I have is eyeshadow singles to quads. I have more singles in my Z palette. I just count my Z palette as a palette, and as long as the shadows fit in there, I'm not really concerned about counting them any other way. Okay, so last year when I did this I had 6. Now I'm starting with 9. The highest number that I've ever had in this category is 24, which is, whoa, I can't even imagine. I wish I did my inventory like I do now, because I have no idea what all of those shadows were. My ultimate goal is 5, so let's see if we can get down to that. Let's start with this one because I know I'm keeping it. This is actually the only Lorac shadows that I have. I do intend to purchase some, but I just wanted to try out the formula before I did that, and these were okay. I don't love the colors in here. They're not that useful, but so I'm going to keep those for sure. We'll put that there. I haven't really had a chance to play with this, and I would like to. So I'm going to hold on to this little guy. Let's see. This I know I don't like. It just doesn't work for me. It is, I don't know. It seems like it would be really pretty, and it's really shiny, but when I wear it, it just looks like I don't have any eyeshadow on, and I just put something like greasy on. It's too close to my skin tone, so it just doesn't really work for me, so no, I'm getting rid of that. This I'm actually going to take out of this category. I'm going to put it in my Z palette after I clean up my Z palette later on in this little video. So I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, this next one that I have is a sample of the Chanel Illusion d'Ombre. This is in Phantasma, I believe is the name. I didn't care for these. I thought they were okay, and I used it a little bit, and then I just let it dry out. It was just, I don't know, it was really pretty, but I felt like I had to still use glitter glue with it, and for what did these cost? Like $36? No way I was going to ever purchase it, but having the sample was fun. I used it a lot for the holidays last year. So yeah, that's going. So that is going. All right. Leaves me with these. Let's see, Wet n Wild Brulee. I love this. I like to hold on to these for when I run out of my like cream shadow in my palettes. This is a perfect color for me, and I just really like it, so I'm going to hold on to that. Let's see, this little Sephora guy. This is Sephora Peach. I think I got this as a sample or something. I don't like this shadow. It is too shimmery for me for what I would want to use it for. It doesn't look that shimmery right now, but I would want to use this like as an all over lid color, and it's just too shimmery for me for that. It's also a little bit too light for my skin tone. I don't know, I just didn't like it, so getting rid of that. Let's see, Laura Geller Amethyst Unearthed Baked Marble Shadow. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever reach for this, just being, I don't know, those 2 colors are like okay. I don't really love that color. It's a little too orange for me. That one's okay, but I just don't see myself ever reaching for that. And I'm pretty sure you can't depot baked shadows, so if I could put it in my Z palette, maybe I would keep it, but yeah. And then we have Urban Decay Graffiti. I use this shade a lot, actually. Where I live, green is a color that you wear. So I wear that green a lot on game day and whatever. So there we go. That's what I have this for. Game day, spirit days, whatever. It's my green Urban Decay Graffiti. Oops. So I'm going to keep that. So I am left with 5, but I am going to depot this and put it in my Z palette. The others I'm going to keep as they are, so I'm down to 4 in that category, and I'm getting rid of 4. Yay! My goal for this category was 5, so yeah, I'm right where I want to be. Alright, moving on to the next one. Okay, my next category are basically BareMinerals shadows. I have one barium in here. I just kind of stuck it in here because I felt like it went better with these than anything else that I had. I love these shadows. I think they're great. I just don't reach for them. And, you know, I have so many in my palettes that are just as good that I actually reach for. I'm really wanting to seriously get rid of some of these. And these take forever to use. I mean, forever. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to cut this down in half. My current inventory I have right now is 16. I had 16 last time I did a declutter on these. The highest I've ever had in this category was 24. So I've come a long way. And my goal is actually to have 0. But my goal for today, if I could cut these in half. So if I have 16 now, I'd like to have 4 or 8. So if I have 16 now, I'd like to have 8 when I'm done with this. So I'm just going to go through and grab out what I know I'm keeping. And basically I'm going to keep the ones that are open. So a lot of these aren't even open. So like Firefly, I use this a lot. I've been pairing it with my ColourPop. One of my ColourPop shadows. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to keep that. This is Blissful Pearl. Not open, so I'm going to set these aside. What are you? Fashionista. Not open. Sitting aside. Cognac Diamond. Not open. Sitting aside. Okay. Let's see. Wearable Plum. I actually know I don't like this one. I don't like the way it looks on my... I just feel like it turns like a... I don't know. Just to me, when I put it on, it just looks more brown than plum. It's sort of a taupey shade, and a lot of plums do that. So I know I'm getting rid of that one. So that's one down. That one I know is not open. Magical. Vanilla Sugar is open, and I use this a lot. I actually use this for a color corrector. When my foundation's looking a little ashy, I can put this over top like as an all over powder, and it really, really helps. So definitely keeping that one. Wearable Brown. I'm kind of ho-hum on this. Let me get my color switch. I don't know. That's kind of a nice blendy shade. It reminds me a little bit of Naked in my Naked Basics palette. So I'll probably hold on to that one. Let's see. Soft Focus Explore, not open. Peach Puff is open. This is another one I use for color correction. So I'll hold on to it. This one has a little bit more shimmer in it, but I'll hold on to it for right now. Not open. Enchanting Diamond. And then I have this Berry M shadow. Someone actually gave this to me, and it's really pretty. I just definitely haven't reached for it a lot. Woo! It's got some shimmer. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. I'll hold on to that and play with it a little bit because I think that one's pretty. Okay. So far I'm getting rid of one. Now, I wanted to cut this in half, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. I definitely wanted to keep this to play with. And I'm considering that as 4, so that's pretty much all I should keep. That's no fun. Let's see, getting rid of that, let's pick Cognac Diamond. I feel like I have shades like that, just a dime a dozen. Enchanting Diamond looks a little bit different. I don't know if you can see, it has a little bit of red to it. Let's put that there. Fashionista looks like it is just a brown. I'll probably just let that one go. Blissful Pearl, that just looks like a shimmer to me. Sounds like a shimmer to me, so I'll let that one go. And Soft Focus Explorer just kind of looks like a reddish brown. Those aren't my favorite shades of brown, so I'll let that one go. And this one I want to play with for a little bit. So that's Magical. And that one's pretty. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't count. Let's try again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 that I'm keeping and 5 that I'm getting rid of. Alright, moving on. Okay, my next category is cream shadows. Currently I have 4 of them. Previously I had 5 of them. Highest ever I've only had 6, and my goal is about 2. Although now that I've been playing with my ColourPop shadow, I'll probably raise my goal to about 3. So let's just get started. This I already know I'm decluttering. I had already set it aside for decluttering purposes. It is a Mally eyeshadow stick. I just don't like it. I didn't like the color. I didn't feel like it did anything spectacular. I didn't feel like it blended particularly well. I mean, it looks okay there, blending it with my finger, but I don't know. Just didn't really like it. Won't reach for it, so I'm getting rid of that. After that, this is pretty easy. I have a NYX paint pot in Soft Ochre. This one is a little bit yellow for me, but it does work. Yeah, so I do like that. I think next time I'll try, what is it? I think Painterly maybe. I don't know. I think I need something in between the two. This is my NYX eyeshadow base. Keep that. And then my new ColourPop eyeshadow in Trois. And I really like this. I have been using it. I didn't think I would like it because everybody was like, you can't use a brush, you can't use a brush. And my fingernails are way too long for me to use my fingers for anything. But I have been successfully able to use a brush with these. Has to be synthetic, obviously, but I have absolutely, I don't know if it's just this one particular shadow. I don't know if the consistency will change as it gets older, but yeah, I've been able to use a brush and that makes me happy. And I love I mean, that's just beautiful. I love the pigmentation. Really happy with it. The blendability, I don't know, happy with them. I'll probably play with some more down the road, but not right now. Anyway, so those are my 3 that I'm keeping. Happy with that number, and see you later, Mally eyeshadow stick. Bye! Alright, next is palettes. Have quite a few of these, so I'm just going to show them in order of oldest to newest, I suppose. So we'll start with these. Obviously keeping this, I am painting it right now. Let's see. Keeping this one, I'm working on painting that shadow and then I will get rid of it. What else? This one I'm getting rid of. Theoretically, I've already, honestly, I decluttered this a really long time ago, but the way I just put everything to the side and then technically declutter it during one of these videos. So that one is decluttered. I did pan that though. I was pretty proud of my progress on that. Look at all that. I panned a lot of shadows in there. I did that earlier this year. Okay. This one I'm intending on painting next year. I've been playing with it recently. So far I'm pretty happy with it. Tarte shadows are not my favorite formulation, but these are actually pretty decent so far with what I've played with. However, this one I have not been thrilled with. This is a holiday palette. The formulation's just, I don't know, it looks so colorful, but everything's just so muddy. But these two I'm going to try to pan next year. Not completely. You can watch my pan that project or pan that palette video to see what I intend to do with these. So those two I'm going to pan next year. And then this guy, the formula of these shadows is pretty good. It's hit and miss. Some are better than others. If you can see, I've been playing with it. The X's I have X'd out because they're either duplicates or the formula isn't as good as some of the other ones. The reason I even started doing that is because when I look at this palette, I feel very overwhelmed. And that's the only reason I don't use it, is because it's too much for me. It's actually too many shadows, and then they don't always look exactly like they do in the pan on your eye. So unless you remember exactly what every shadow is like, then it's just kind of hit and miss. So I've been working on it, getting to know it. I do reach for this palette from time to time now that I'm getting familiar with it, and I want to make some progress on it before it just goes out the door. I'm actually going to take a break. I'm going to pop all of these shadows out. They come out pretty easy. So when I count all of my total pans at the end of this video, or at the end of this, I'll have a lot less shadows to count. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those out now, and then I'll be back with my other shadows. Okay, so I popped the pans out. The palette's not as pretty anymore, but it's more functional for me. These are the guys I got rid of. Had a little bit of collateral damage, but they're going in the trash anyways. Like I said, this is the oldest palette that I have. I did go ahead and sanitize it after I popped the pans out. And yeah, I did want to point out that there are also some lip products in here that are never going to get used. There are also 2 more rows of shadows underneath here. Those are cream, so those aren't going to get used, but I have these 2 there as well. But anyways, I'm just playing with it. It's old. It was too old to give to anybody or do anything with, so I'll play with it and get some use out of it and enjoy it. But I did want to point out the number of pans in here. This will be important. I want to count up all the pans at the end. But the number of pans in here went from 102 to now I have 84. So that's good. Okay, moving on to more exciting things. The next group of palettes that I have are these guys. Yeah, so let me just get started. Makeup Works. I bought these. I actually picked this one up because someone said it was a great dupe for the Naked palette, and it actually turns out that it really was. I just got the Naked palette not too long ago, and this one was actually a really good dupe. Some of the shades were a little bit different, but you know, no complaints there. I really don't need both though. I'm gonna put this in the maybe for right now. This one I just got, those were like, I think these palettes were like $10, maybe a little bit more, I don't remember. But this one I just picked up because I wanted to try it. I actually like the colors in this one better. I love these first 6 here. These guys, not so much. These greens and blues. These 2, I like just to they work with these. So I'm going to hold on to this and maybe pan that look at some point. Naked Basics I'm definitely keeping. I'm currently panning, so I'm not going to show it to you. But this guy, oh, I don't like this palette. Let's see. I don't like the pan size. Most importantly, I don't like the pan size. And the quality of the shadows is not as good as some of the other Sephora shadows that I've had before. So that one I am going to let go for sure. Urban Decay Electric, you can see my ring light. I love this palette. I play with it all the time. I do very neutral looks with a pop of color. You see, I mean, these have a lot of fallout. I found that I can use a sponge tip applicator with them and they have a lot less fallout, but yeah. I love it. I play with it a lot, even though you can't really tell. Yeah, but I am holding on to that for sure. It Cosmetics. I don't remember the name of this one. I don't like it though. I've played with it several times. Every time I play with it, I'm so disappointed with the looks. All of these shadows, none of them are really pigmented enough. These are just muddy and yucky. I like that shadow, and I like that shadow. And that's it. These are all too like white for my skin tone. I think it might work on somebody with a lot lighter skin tone and somebody who maybe likes very neutral looks. Personally, I don't like it at all. I might pass it on to my mom, see if she wants to play with it, but I feel bad even doing that because I just don't think it's very good. So I'll ask her, but I'll be like, no, you don't really want this palette, but if you really think you do, I don't know. I don't know. If anybody wants it, let me know. Because it's just, I feel bad just throwing away, but I hate these shadows. They're not good. Lastly, I have some Makeup Forever shadows. I love these babies. I haven't played with this a ton. Their holiday palettes are just like repeats of each other, but this guy here used to live at my office, and if I ran out of time in the morning to do my makeup or whatever, needed a touch-up during the day, I would use this. This guy here is moving to my office. I like it much better. I also have, in the next group of palettes, I have almost an exact duplicate of this palette because I bought the holiday palette 2 years in a row, which was stupid. Okay, so for sure keeping these guys, and for sure getting rid of these two. I might play with this one a little bit longer and maybe you'll see it in my next declutter. Okay, this is my Z palette. I need to clean this out. So I'm going to do that right now, actually. I'm not going to do it on camera, but I'll just go through these really quickly. These along the top are all from a Mary Kay palette that I panned. I do love the shadows. I did reach for them a while after I quit panning the palette. I actually had hit pan on the blue, and I think I've really expanded the pan on this guy. I'm not reaching for them anymore, and they are getting really old. So I'm going to get those out of here. These guys didn't really, I took these out of a Sephora palette. I really liked them, but they didn't hold up well. They're just kind of crumbly and messy. So I am going to get those out. And I really like these. They're just Coastal Scent samples, but I do reach for those occasionally, so I might keep these in here. And all of these are my MAC and Makeup Geek singles. This is a Laura Geller single of Ginger. It's a Schwa sample, and then this is something else. Laura Mercier Matte Eye Color in Coffee Ground. So, other than that, these are all MOOF other than that, these are all Makeup Forever and Makeup Geek. Other than that, these are all MAC, and these are all MAC, and these are all Makeup. No, other than that, these are all MAC and Makeup Geek shadows, and yeah. So let me take the ones I want to get rid of out, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, here's what my Z palette looks like now. This is why it was going to take me forever. I think that's why this is why it was taking me forever to get motivated to film this video, because I knew there was a lot of things I wanted to do other than just show you what I have in Declutter. So anyways, this is what my Z palette looks like now. I ended up taking out 9 shadows total. So this is what my little single pan shadow declutter is looking like. I did kind of clean it up. That's why I moved things around. And anyways, moving on to the next category. Okay, next group of palettes. This is my VZ Art palette. I love these shadows. I love these shadows. They look like they do in the pan on the eye. That makes me happy because I can just like reach in here and I pretty much know what I'm getting. And I am really enjoying this. So absolutely we're getting to the shadows. I'm probably not really getting rid of anything. Makeup Forever. This packaging is a little bit whoa. This is the Artist Palette 1, I believe. I like these a lot. I played with it a little bit, not a ton, but I just love the Move formulation. These are all nice neutrals. There's not a lot of mattes in here, but what I have found is that I really like the satin, and I can really do with the satin formulation of the Move. I don't miss my mattes as much when I'm using those, so yeah, I enjoy that. Another Makeup Forever. This was a holiday palette, last year's holiday palette. I can't believe this year's holiday palette looks almost exactly the same. I'm passing on it. I was kind of disappointed in that. But I do love this palette. I do reach for it. This is one of the favorite blues that I own. I love this green. I love this guy. I love this gold. Okay, I like all of these. So no, we're not getting rid of that. And UD Vice. This is the first Vice palette that I actually picked up. I think it was the 4, and I only picked it up because it was on sale last year. Urban Decay isn't my favorite formulation of eyeshadows, but I really like the Vice guys. How stupid. Sorry about the ring light, but it's either be dark or have ring light, so I don't know. Anyways, I really like these. They do have a little bit more fallout than I would like, but I love the colors. And this Bitter is so pretty. Flame is beautiful. There are so many really pretty colors. Fastball I love. I really like this palette, so I'm glad I got it. I kind of regretted it right when I did it, but now I'm glad that I have it, and I actually do reach for it occasionally. And then lastly, oh god, I hate this palette. I don't know what to do. I kind of want to get rid of it. I just recently tried to play with it again. I don't like the formulation. I'm sorry. I just don't think they're good. I don't like the shimmers. I don't like the mattes. And that's pretty much all there is. Anyway, so there's that. That's the only one I'm kind of like, I want to get rid of, but I don't know what to do with. So yeah, there's that. This is my last group of palettes. These palettes are so new to me that I haven't even hauled them in my monthly hauls yet. I am behind on videos in general, but yeah. So anyways, after looking at all of the holiday offerings this year, I was not excited about any of them. And one of the things that I really wanted to do was just get a bunch of classic palettes that I never got. I passed them up for various reasons, and yeah, so anyways, I just wanted to try out some classic palettes. I wanted to use the time where I could get them on sale and try to, get some of those, play with them, see what I think. The only one that doesn't count for that, I think, in this whole stack is this Modern Renaissance palette. I love this palette. I've been playing with it. I think it's beautiful. Highly, highly recommend it. And I will say that this is a lot more neutral than you might think it is. Some of these Love Letter, Venetian Red, like Red Ochre is very neutral. Venetian Red's a little bit less neutral. Love Letter gets kind of plummy. So I don't know. I highly recommend this for everyone. Unless you just know, like you hate color. But I like this palette a lot. It's definitely one of my favorites. This guy I just got so far. I don't know. I'm not even going to comment on it because I've played with it twice, and both times I have not liked the look. Doesn't mean the shadows seemed okay, but then like I don't like the look, so I'm still working with it. I think I just need to figure out how to use it. And then next we have Naked 2. Well, I guess next we'll just go in whatever order. Naked 2. I bought these 3 all together in a set from Sephora. I thought the price was right on them, and they're always something that I'd wanted to play with and try, even though I don't know. It's kind of like I knew that these wouldn't be my favorite palettes ever, and they're not. But I have been enjoying playing with them, so we will leave it at that. I do like these though, and I can appreciate them for what they are, and that's just very neutral, shimmery eye looks. Naked 2 has been my least favorite. I've played with it the least. Just the colors in there don't really excite me. They don't make me want to play with it. Naked 3, this is the one I always wanted to get. The colors in here spoke to me the most. I don't have a ton of these like pinky type shades. I don't love that. I wish they were actually a little bit more pink in this shadow. I think once you get them on the eye, they lose a lot of their pinkish tones. And that kind of makes me sad, but I do love this palette and I have been playing with it. And reaching for it quite a bit. Ugh. What do we got going on here? Okay, so that's a Naked 2, keeping that. And Naked 1. I've played with this some. I played with it mainly to see if I thought it was a dupe for that other palette that I showed you earlier. And yes, I did think that the two were very similar. I like this. I wanted some of these colors like Half Baked I really like. I reach for it on time to time. Naked I like. I mean, so there's shadows in here that I like. And I'm excited to own the palettes and play with them. Even if they're not my most favorite shadows in the entire world. Okay, so boom, boom. Keeping all of those, and you will probably be seeing these coming up in a haul very shortly if I ever get around to filming. Okay, so I have managed to confuse myself, but I'm doing the best that I can. Everything in this little stash over here, staying. All of the stuff over on this side is going. I keep track of both like individual items, and then I keep track of pans, total pans. And the interesting thing for me, unless I messed up, and I can't figure out if I did or not, but one of the interesting things for me as far as individual items go, currently I started with 41. Currently I have 41. Now I'm not sure exactly what I started with, or it was like I said, I confused myself. But currently now, after the declutter, I have 41 items. Previously I had 40. The highest ever I had was 70. So, that's crazy because I know I bought a bunch of new palettes, but I guess I got rid of enough like single items to make up for that. Anyway, so that kind of is throwing me for a loop. I don't know if I made a mistake somewhere or not, but cool that I'm staying roughly the same on individual items. However, I also keep track of how many pans I have of eyeshadow, and as far as pans go, I only had 277 last year, last time I did this declutter. Now I have 349. So it's quite a big increase in number of pans. Obviously I bought a bunch of palettes. You know, as everyone says, this is a hobby. I enjoy this, and as long as things aren't going bad and being extremely just wasted, I don't mind it. Out of all the things that I got rid of, so many of those things were just samples. I see free things, I see Christmas presents, I see just random, you know, the only thing I see in there that I really feel that I wasted was that Natasha Denona palette, and I should have sent it back. You know, other than that, everything else in there was like a present or a free or a gift with purchase, or I used part of it and then didn't want to use the rest of it. So I'm good, I'm happy. As long as things aren't going bad and getting old and I'm just throwing away things, I'm cool. Anyways, that was my palette declutter, or that was my eyeshadow eye product declutter. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And I will see you guys again soon. Bye.